Greetings, Andrew here again with MT Binder. I have another backpacking video for you. I get a lot of comments from people in our group. We're just in general, I can't afford to go backpacking because it's so expensive. And you're right, it can be. My favorite tent right now is this Argali tent. It's $400, and that's a lot of money. My sleeping pad that I'm currently using as well, I think was on sale for 80 bucks. I also love this cot, Thermarest ultralight cot. They're $179.95. But something like this for a side sleeper for me, it makes a huge difference on how well I sleep. But it's not required to go outdoors and go on a hike. So let me just run through a few of the basics and the essentials and what it might cost. The best deal that I've found, I spent a little bit of time researching what I could find online, and this is what I found so far. First thing is to make sure that you have everything you need, right? And we're not talking about a 5-day or 7-day trek. We're just talking, you're gonna hike 5 miles into the backcountry, and you're gonna spend the night in a tent or whatever you desire, and you're gonna come back home. So we're not talking anything crazy as far as all that goes. But definitely get online and look at some of the lists and things like that. And you're more concerned with the items, not the brand names or whatever. REI has got top 10 essentials list. That's pretty good. And whatever, move on from there. So the first thing on their list is navigation. If you're on a trail and you follow that trail 100%, then you're really not going to need much. If you buy a compass, make sure to get spend at least 20 bucks on one to get a good quality one. And a map, you're going to want a map that's got plasticized paper so that it doesn't go bad or whatever. But honestly, most of us have a cell phone. You can download maps, put it in airplane mode, pre-download the maps. Avenza, Gaia, Onyx, each of those have got programs. So your cell phone in airplane mode will last you several days anyhow. Next thing, so that's a zero cost on that. Next thing, headlamp, flashlight, something along those lines. There really should be no cost here because you should already have one. If you're a normal human being, you've already got some sort of flashlight, and bring that. I don't recommend rechargeable one because they do get turned on sometimes in your pack and then they can be dead. So a flashlight with brand new batteries and a spare set of brand new batteries. And I tape my batteries up like this, tape the positive side, so that if they get in contact with something or wet, then they don't short out. So that's free. Sun protection. You can get a travel size lotion like this. They're like a $1.50. You can get pouches like this, or you can bring your regular 7-ounce sunblock spray, right? There's no cost there, but we could say that bringing a backpack size, travel size sunblock might be $1.50. First aid. This is my first aid bag. Goes in most everywhere. This is probably over $100 with the tourniquet and all the other stuff that I have in there. But let's be honest, really what you need is some band-aids and some duct tape, right? So band-aids for cuts and abrasions. Duct tape can help cover blisters. You can use moleskin, a lot of things like that too. But we're talking about a budget here. And so really cost should be about close to free. You should already have some bug spray anyhow, but if you go to buy something, I use this one a lot. It's the most amount of, it's like 98.11% DEET. These are like $8 at Walmart. Works great. Again, a little wipe, something like that, very ultralight. So $8, right, for bug spray, which you really should have anyhow. But that's okay. Next would be a knife. A knife like that. This is dumb, right? This is heavy. You'll see I've got a scale here. I weigh a lot of the stuff, not because I'm ultralight, but I don't want to waste pounds or ounces on something, and ounces add up to pounds. You know, so don't bring a knife like this. You're not bushcrafting. You're just hiking, right? So that's kind of pointless. You're just your little pocket knife that you already have, I hope. If you don't already have a pocket knife, then you need to get one. Knife sharpener, also dumb. You're not bushcrafting, right? You might whittle a stick, whatever, maybe for a fire, but you're not gonna need to sharpen your knife on an overnight trek. So that's, again, something, you know, a lot of videos will show, you need this and this and this. You don't. So knife is free because you already have one, because you're not a loser. Fire, you need a lighter. Okay, this is the Bic lighter. They're, I don't know what they are anymore, 79 cents. Maybe some Strike Anywhere matches, but whatever. You already have one of these, so we're not gonna go there. And then you're gonna get a fire starter. You use the lint from your dryer, or the cotton balls from your wife's makeup, petroleum jelly, or some hand sanitizer, and you're gonna mix it all together, put it in a Ziploc bag, and that thing will light and burn for quite a long time. There's a lot of videos on how to make stuff like that, so we won't go into that. Shelter. We talked about my tent. Most of my tents are actually retail range like $60 to $150. I don't have a lot of super high-end tents, but a quality tent can blow your budget really quickly. You know, $300, $400, $500 is nothing to spend on a tent anymore for an ultralight one. But again, we're talking about entry level. You know, you're going 3, 4, 5 miles in. You can handle a tent that weighs 5 or 6 pounds instead of one that's a high-end 2 pound, 2.5 pound tent. This tent that I showed you before, it weighs 1 pound, 10 ounces, I think. So it's less than 2 pounds. When I looked online at options, kind of started at 25, 40, 65 bucks. So there's a range, and these are all tents that, you know, I did the research on. They're about 5 pounds. You know, not high end. Maybe they were high end when they were new, and they're not new anymore. But so for 25 bucks, you ought to be able to get a tent. Now, if you're doing a hammock or something like that, that's another video. Food. You're going to go on YouTube. Well, you already are on YouTube. But you're gonna go and you're gonna look up Chef Corso, C-O-R-S-O, and he's gonna teach you how to make amazing backpacking meals out of the stuff that you normally get at the grocery store, or out of your fridge, and it's gonna be reasonably lightweight and delicious, and you're not gonna spend $15 a meal on some of these pre-made meals. I also do recommend Pinnacle Foods. They're just as expensive as the rest, but they taste really good, and they don't have all the extra junk that some of the unnamed brands have in their stuff. Mess kit. I'll put some up on the screen, but you know, a lot of the newer ones, you're gonna spend 30 bucks, something like that, on a mess kit. I will caution that most of them come with a lot of extras that you don't need. So you're looking for a pot and a pan, or just a pot and, you know, a cup and a fork and a spoon or something like that. But those are options, right? But I want to remind you that a mess kit just like this one exactly, your secondhand store usually has these for about $4. Make sure that they're a little bit heavier duty. I've got some that the aluminum on is very, very soft, or thin, and these are pretty decently heavy duty. I don't carry this pot. I do carry this pan on a regular basis. Like this is what I carry, and then I'll either bring the handle, or I'll use, if I'm bringing my Leatherman, I'll use my Leatherman. So that depends on the trip, if I'm thinking I'm bringing a Leatherman or not. And then a stove, right? You can spend a lot of money on stoves. We have stoves that we use for our troop that I think they were 80 bucks a piece. They're really nice. They handle the higher elevations and the cold temperatures better. But you know, this stove that I have here in my pot, this was included in a pretty cheap mess kit. You know, or you can buy a stove like this brand new for like $9. I do use a titanium pot, not necessary, but you can buy a titanium pot like this for about $26. Stainless steel one for 12 to 14. Kind of nice because your fuel fits right inside there. I want to point out that I do tape the bottom edge of my fuel canister so they don't rattle as much in there. Water filtration. So a lot of people will use like the water bladders and stuff like that. Those can get expensive. I don't like them. I have a lot of really nice ones, but I mostly use smart water bottles. And it's the main reason is they're actually super flexible and they go back to their regular shape easily, whereas a lot of cheap ones don't. And then the threads on this will fit onto like a water filter as well, so they're pretty handy. Sawyer Squeeze I think is on sale for $29 right now for a water filter, or the budget option, of course, because we're talking about, you can get like a potable aqua, you know, tabs like this. I think they're $6. That's what we're gonna go with for price. And it's not my favorite. It takes a little bit of time, but there's a lot of options out there to save you budget. But you do need some sort of way to filter water. I would not count on being able to boil your water because it takes a long time to cool back down and it's kind of a pain. So potable aqua tabs. Sleeping bag. The sleeping bag that I want, by the way, is $4.95. I think it's like $500. The sleeping bags that I have, I've all gotten used. Some of them were free. Some are about $25, $20, something like that. And they work well down to freezing temperatures, at least. You know, I think the coldest I've camped in just a sleeping bag, 25 degrees or something like that, even in a hammock. That was on my free sleeping bag that I have. So again, looking online, $25 to $60 range, and I'll share those screenshots with you. And those will keep you warm, you know, to a reasonably cold temperature, something like that. And you do want a sleeping bag that's going to pack down small enough to be able to pack in your pack or on the outside of your pack as well. So that's where understanding the weight and weighing different things starts to come in also. Sleeping pad, you can spend as much as you want on a sleeping pad. Some of these newer ones are $200. But you know, a used inflatable pad, you're $20 to $40 for a decent thermarest. You can also get pads like this. These are like $20 new. This is the thermarest. I think it's called a ridge rest. A lot of people still use these. If you're a side sleeper, it might be difficult. But another option that people forget is these used yoga mats. You know, a used yoga mat's a little bit wider than a typical pad. They've got a good padding on them, and they're $5, right? For everybody that at the beginning of the year was gonna do whatever, and now they're not, and this will, you know, pad the ground just fine. Something like that. For like I said, this one was $5. Backpacks, you gotta have something to put it all in. And you know, to be completely honest with you, this backpack here, this is the one that I am just starting to use. This is a Mystery Ranch Sawtooth, kind of a hunting pack. But retail is like, I don't know, $4.95 or something like that. It's 45 liters. I'm downsizing because I'm trying to consolidate what I bring and stop bringing extra stuff and extra weight. I have that problem. I could fill an 80-liter pack all day long, but we're trying to bring that down. So it's pretty easy to find decent packs for $40-50 on Marketplace or whatever. You know, this one here, this is an REI, so it's a little bit nicer. 60-liter pack, you know, used, you're gonna find packs like this for less than $100. We're talking $80 or something like that. This is another one. This is a Teton Scout. These are like 90 bucks new. You can find them all over the place for about 40 bucks used. There's nothing wrong with this pack. Problem with that pack is it puts us over $100 on everything. So I'm going to tell you to go, if $100 is your limit, you're going to go buy one of these for about 10 bucks at the secondhand store or on Marketplace. You know, this one's pretty decent shape. Got your back padding, shoulder pads, waist belt pads, all that kind of stuff is all intact. Make sure all the zippers work, things like that. Before you buy one of these, you're going to spend a bunch of money fixing it up. But let's be honest, your dad, or maybe even you when you were a kid, I still have my pack from when I was 12 years old. They packed all over the place with a pack just like this. No issues. Sleeping bag goes down here, sleeping bag and pad, kind of roll them up together, goes right down here. All your stuff goes inside. There's straps on the side to carry things, you know, and the options are there. You can usually find that stuff for about 10 bucks. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's just a little bit older design. So let's use that to save the money, get outside and enjoy what you're doing. Next, your shoes, your footwear. I've got lots of money spent in hiking boots, hunting boots, and all that kind of stuff. But let's be honest, if you have a pair of tennis shoes, they're in good shape, you could wear those, right? So you're not gonna spend extra money. Maybe a pair of sandals in case your tennis shoes get wet as well. Once again, you already have those. So we're not spending money on stuff that you don't need just to get out there and hike a few miles. So your shoes you've got because you're a normal human being. You already have a hat because you're a normal human being, right? Your clothes, not that big a deal. Just don't wear jeans and try and stay away from cotton. You know, so your athletic shirts. I personally like to hike in long sleeves. Keeps the bugs off, keeps the sun off, keeps me cool, whatever. But whatever you've got is like, it's fine, right? Our fathers hunted in cotton and all that kind of stuff. So it's not that big deal, right? You don't have to spend money on the latest and greatest. So that's kind of our list. Your first aid kit, you could spend some bucks, right? You could buy one of these. They're $9, something like that. Grab an Altoids tin like this, put your meds in it, extra Tylenol, whatever. Toothbrush, toothpaste, you have this because you go to the dentist every year and they always give you one. You don't use it because you have a better toothbrush anyhow. So it's cut down, not because I'm shaving a gram, but because they fit together in my kit together. Silverware. You know, your mess kit's gonna come with something like this. These weigh a few ounces. It's not that big a deal. There's nothing wrong with these. It's a little set. They come apart. Cool. But realistically, I don't need a knife because I already have a knife. I typically don't use a fork because a spoon and a knife is going to get me what I need, right? So you just need a spoon. There's spoons like this available. They're $3 or $4 right at Walmart. Nothing wrong with this. You can get a titanium spoon, long-handled spoon like this. Outdoor Vitals sells this one, but you know, when you sign up for their emails, they'll give you one for the price of shipping. So, you know, a few bucks, right, for free. But let's be honest, you know, you can just grab, next time you go to lunch, if you don't have any, grab some plastic silverware. Strongly recommend the Dairy Queen spoons. They're much tougher than these. So, and they're long handled. You know what I mean? You owe yourself some Dairy Queen anyhow. Other things, pillows, right? Well, you're wearing a sweatshirt because you should wear a sweatshirt. So that's a great pillow. If not, again, Outdoor Vitals to the rescue, not a sponsor. You know, they'll typically run a special where they'll give you a pillow for free for the price of shipping. Pooping, you need a shovel. $6, every retailer's got them. Toilet paper, free. Okay, you notice that this is my toilet paper. It's exciting to talk about. I'll take the last part of the roll, take the cardboard out of the middle. This will last me quite a while. So those are the things. Let me check my list here really quick. So things that we need to spend money on: lotion, bug spray, tent, pad, sleeping bag, backpack, water filtration tabs, your mess kit, your stove, and your shovel. So I don't remember if I told you we're trying to hit $100, and that's where we're at right here, $99.50. And honestly, some of this stuff you could just call your friend up that invited you and use their stove, use their pot for water boiling. You still need something to eat out of and a fork. You probably could borrow their sleeping bag. I bet they've got an extra tent. Wouldn't surprise me if they've got a spare backpack. So really we're shaving that cost down very, very quickly. My point to this whole thing is really, don't get caught up in the stuff that the YouTubes tell you that you need, and just get out and enjoy the outdoors and enjoy life as best as you can. So hopefully I covered everything. Probably forgot something, and I'll put it in when I edit the video, and it'll look really funny, but that's what it is. So thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day. Happy 4th of July. God bless you.